I started doing the floor insulation. There's just going to be a layer of this cork stuff. I've just been using the old like vinyl floor mat that was in here to sort of cut it to shape, which has been great. So look at this. Just been flattening it out with these paint cans. But yeah, looking pretty good. Need to grab some more cork because I ran out just before the end, so I think one more roll should do it. And yeah, been doing little holes for my little bolt through points, and done them as well for these tie downs because I think I'll be using this thing as like a transport van for some time while it's being changed over into a camper. So yeah, happy days. I think it's looking pretty sweet. Also, these were covered in cement, like the little metal trim pieces that tidy up the edges. So I really dusted them down, like went at them with a drill and wire piece, and I've just re-primered them so they're nice and smooth. Also done this one here, and that's sweet. Cool. I didn't film any of it because we were just jigsawing out plywood, but we've got a floor. Right, so we've cut out all the floor now. Where'd that come from? Cut out all the floor, just traced around the bottom and then jigsawed it out. So I've got a nice big piece here, and there's a corner piece here, seam down the middle. Now, they're going to bolt in through the old tie down holes. There's 6 of them on the whole thing, so there's 3 for each of these sides. But I got to work out where to drill the holes. I sort of want it to be like perfect. So I'm going to show you guys the toothpaste trick. First of all, let's take this up. I'll just put it upside down next to it for now. I drew these lines here while it was in the van, just so I know when it's sort of in position. Now I'm going to use the top of these bolts with some toothpaste on the top to figure out where the holes need to be drilled. I just want to make sure they're sitting above the floor plan, I suppose, or this floor pan, so they actually make contact with the wood. So I'm just unscrewing them a few, making sure that they're out the top there. Now I'm just going to put some toothpaste on top. I've opted for Colgate whitening. Just so we want to use plenty of this, make sure it contacts the top. Bit like that. Now I'll do the other two. So now I've got toothpaste in 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do my best to lift this up, slide it into position, and then touch it down on those bolts. It probably would have been easier to do 2 at a time, but this piece is quite light and it's quite small, so hopefully it'll be alright. Side note, wish I hadn't done that soundproofing yet. We're on the line there. Push down on all these points. Cool, we made contact. I'll lift it up and pull it off. Hey! So they're not all perfect, but you can make out the hexagon there that made up the bolt head. That one's pretty good. That one's pretty bad, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Now this is the bottom of the wood, so I'm not too worried about sharpening it, although all of this should be covered up really. I'm just going to use this to draw like a sort of crosshair to the centre of it. So let me know where to drill, because I don't want to mess up my pen lid. Some of them you may have to do a little bit more thought about where that centre is. I might try and measure this one up on the other side as well. Cool. Alright, I'm happy with all that, so I'll wipe off the toothpaste. Now we've got toothpaste, we can sort of decide exactly the point we want the hole to be. Right, moment of truth. I'm going to start with the back one, because if this is messed up then it's not going to be in a place it needs to be pretty. That hole should be just big enough, so I'm just going to pop it on and see if it fits. Just put a work light under for illustrative purposes, but you can see the hole is more or less perfect. It's a little bit off actually, but it looks good here. But yeah, there's the ground, I think. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to drill the hole a little bit bigger, and I'm going to put a bigger bit so I can recess a screw in a little bit. Well, that hole's still not big enough. That's the biggest thing I've got. And we're going to need a longer bolt. These are the bolts from the Hiace. This is, I think, an M10. And this, I think, is an M10. They're not the same. So what are these? They're not going to be Imperial. They've got different threads. I've got to try and figure it out. Alright, we're going to put all the cork in, put the plywood on. It'll come out again in the future, but let's get it in for now. Ha ha ha! Look at that. Couple little holes to screw in through. That gave me a hand. Two-man job lifting that big bit. Look at that. You can see the seam, but it's pretty good. It butts nicely in just below that bit of plywood there and alongside the rest of it. Not so much there, but hey, I'll put a little siding up on it. I think that's really nice. A few bits where it doesn't quite fit, but that's not a problem. We're gonna make some changes to the wood, but I'm going to draw some little marks around here where it doesn't quite fit. And this bit's all gonna get cut off as well, but there's gonna be plenty there, isn't there? So just got this one layer of cork underneath it for insulation. Hoping that'll be enough. I think it will be in the summer, but we'll see. And if it's not, then I don't know what I'll do about that. But I like that it was natural. I suppose it's natural and renewable, I think. Oh yeah, a load of stuff here, but I'll probably just take all of that out. Couple of little ones, because you can see a little line on there. We're actually going to cut the wood down in there too. Cool. Thanks for watching today's episode. We're making some progress. It's starting to look a little bit like a living space rather than a cold commercial van. I've still got some insulation to do up in the ceiling. I'll figure that out. I'm going to draw a plan up to what this is going to look like soon. I think my mate Jake's going to CAD it all up in SketchUp, a little bit of collab. Yeah, so there's that to come, and then we'll start getting all framed out, start getting the inside built, so that should be pretty exciting. Stay tuned, there's more coming. This is an old clapped out latch. Ratcheted the door down to keep it closed. A little bit of soldering later, and this new one has been made to fit. The little connector wasn't the same, so I had to take the old one off and reuse it. But how clean is that? And look at this, I wasn't expecting this to work because I thought it was the other bit that was dodgy. Look at that. It's not banging around anymore. How good's that? I mean, it does a bit, but oh, that's great.